cool down the battery and also other parts of the cars. Oh, look at that. Welcome to Cars in Korea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And the car I have behind me today is Ioniq 6 in real life, as you can see. And I am actually covering Ioniq 6 versus Ioniq 5 right there, because I have them back to back and I've been here for the past 4 hours, and I think I now have a very good idea of what Ioniq 6 is like and also compare that to Ioniq 5 as well. So let me give you back-to-back comparison of Ioniq 5 just in case you're debating yourself whether you should get Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Let's just get started with the exterior of the car. Ioniq 5 being an SUV versus a sedan, the obvious reason that might be the deal breaker for you. But the design wise, they share the same language of the pixel design, which is evidently found both on Ioniq 6 and Ioniq 5, but the DRL is shaped differently. Literally, the DRL itself is also the pixel on Ioniq 5, but it's not the case with the Ioniq 6. Yes, the dotted line, they compose together the DRL. However, it's not a pixel overall. The emblem is the good old emblem for Ioniq 5 that it sits inside or indented onto the bonnet. However, that's not the case with Ioniq 6. Ioniq 6 gets a flush emblem that's actually thinner and brighter, probably the way they have finished the logo. That is actually for the first time that Hyundai has implemented that on Ioniq 6. On Ioniq 5, you probably thought that that was the only thing that you see on this black bar. However, here also sits the radar and sensors. However, Ioniq 6 does not have a gigantic bar unlike Ioniq 5. So Hyundai got creative with the Ioniq 6. They actually put a black bend around. So that's why they have the bend regardless of the color that you get. And I actually really liked this subtle lights that light up on Ioniq 5. However, that's gone on Ioniq 6. When it comes to the active air flap right here, this is the Ioniq 5s, and Ioniq 5s actually open inside, and they try to hide the active air flap like so. So when it's closed, you know, it helps with the coefficient of drag. However, the Ioniq 6, I don't know if that's done deliberately. Oh, thank God it's already open. When the active air flap is open on Ioniq 6, as we can see, it actually opens upwards and outwards, and Hyundai did not even care to hide this thing. It just opens up like that. It's saying out loud, hey, I'm open. You see the flap is open. That's what it looks like from the front when it does. And of course, this is active air flap. Like the name says, this will open and close on its own when the car needs more air to cool down the battery and also other parts of the cars. Oh, look at that. It just closed. So I think I captured the one and only moment for today, because the car does that on its own. It's not like there's a button that you can control, but it will open and close whenever the car needs to cool down. And of course, that is because it helps with the coefficient of drag, less resistance, better driving distance from the battery. So this is all to reduce vortex created around the car and also the drag. So that being said, I actually do also want to point out the difference with the coefficient of drag on Ioniq 6 and 5. Ioniq 6 has surprising number, 0.21. And if you're not surprised by that drag coefficient of 0.21, I'll give you the numbers of the other EVs. EV6, Kia EV6, it has 0.24. Tesla Model 3 has 0.23. Porsche Taycan has 0.22. Mercedes-Benz has the lowest EQS, 0.20. The Ioniq 5 right here has 0.28. So you can see the 100th of a digit and the number actually matters when it comes to the coefficient of drag. And next up, Ioniq 6 has gap closer, what's put right here. I'll be inserting the video right now. That also helps with the coefficient of drag, and that's something that Ioniq 5 is missing. And yes, it's the obvious thing, but Ioniq 5 has straight lines, rigid character lines, and this is definitely more robust and pronounced compared to Ioniq 6's design right there. Ioniq 6 is inspired from from the nature of pebble design, hence it gets the name the electrified streamliner. The pixels here and there, but I think the rear design is more concluded, I want to say, when it comes to the pixel language on Ioniq 5 over Ioniq 6. However, Ioniq 6 has that amazing spoiler never seen before, and also they got it from the Prophecy, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, and they're just getting started. I can't imagine how creative Hyundai will get with the spoiler and the patterns over there, maybe like those sequential lights, and also you could probably come up with your own welcoming light and ceremony and such and such. And just one more thing, if you're curious about why I'm wearing mask, well, it's the case here in Korea. Korea still requires masks indoors, so please bear with me. I actually want to go inside and show you and talk about what are some of the similarities. I mean, after all, they are the Ioniq brand. This is the Ioniq that started it all, and that is the next Ioniq that we got. And actually, wait for this, I actually have another Ioniq, and well, not a production model right here. Let me give it to you. V7. This is not a brand new car. This was already debuted back in New York last year, but this is the 7, and that is going to be the Ioniq 7. And that being said, let's go inside and tell you. I'm actually charging my phone, and I actually want to have some AC on. Well, as I'm operating the AC, I can already tell the UI here is slightly different. There was a button here where I could just directly go into and control the heated seats and ventilated seats and heated steering wheel, because that is something that we use every day, but Ioniq 5 has it right here. So probably that is the feedback that Hyundai got, and they decided to put another button here. As soon as I hop in the car, I turn on the ventilated seats, and as soon as I hop in the car in the wintertime, I turn on the heated seats. So probably it's a great way, an idea to create another separate button exclusively for that. And you actually have to come here and control this over here. So that's how it was done on Ioniq 5, how it is done on Ioniq 5. However, that's not the case in Ioniq 6. So the drawer type is the same. We saw that on Ioniq 6 as well, but of course this is much more bigger and massive and deeper for Ioniq 5. The ambient light that was shooting up and down on Ioniq 6 is not seen on Ioniq 5. There's only just that. And it's the same thing for the windows. It's the dual pressed and double pane window, both on the first row seat and the second row seat as well. Let's check out the relaxation seat on Ioniq 5. And Ioniq 5 actually advertised this relaxation seat being the zero gravity. All right, this is the big and the biggest difference. It's truly relaxing because it also has my thighs supported and my legs are suspended from the floor, so it's not touching the floor at all. Unfortunately, I don't have it here. This Ioniq 5 doesn't have it, but when you get a vision roof, you have the entire ceiling to yourself, lying down like this in a car. The interior and the experience inside the car, I mean, I have to admit, the Ioniq 5 is way better. However, when it comes to driving and pushing the car to the limit, having fun on the tarmac, I think Ioniq 6 will definitely be a winner. And for the record, I actually have drifted. I drifted with Ioniq 5. One of the best part about Ioniq 5 two-wheel drive is that you can drift the heck out of this car. This car is just nuts. I don't even need to worry about what the performance would be like for Ioniq 6. Just really want to test drive that thing like right now. Other than that, well, you see those dotted lines? Well, let me get back up. Although I don't want to. All right, so here is the dotted line. This is the Morse code for letter H in Wool Hyundai, so 4 dots. For Ioniq 5 there was nothing. However, on Ioniq 6 it actually illuminates and shows how much the batteries and charges are done, utilizes those lightings to communicate with passenger. When it's charging, it will, you know, start to illuminate. It also has the different color. I have to point this out. So where this digital side mirror monitor sits is now completely changed for Ioniq 6. It sits here with a little bit of a curvature here, like a one whole piece of the design. It's a clever way that Hyundai came up with. This is the island type that moves up and down like so. And what does this do? Some people wonder. You could easily move around inside the car by having this. So it's not like, I mean, super easy that you will run around, but it's much easier. I mean, we all have that experience where we just had to get out using the passenger seat door, right? Doing this, doing that, right? We don't need to do that anymore on Ioniq 5. If you're going to use every bit of this technique and technology, this car is for you. There is just no replacement and comparison to that of the Ioniq 6 right there. What Ioniq 6 is getting that Ioniq 5 doesn't? Well, for now, so probably they will both be getting this, but is the N model. There will be an N variant for this Ioniq 6, and just imagine how much fun that will be. Before I move away, let me show you the second row seat as well. It's not going to be a fair game when it comes to the second row seat. Of course, Ioniq 5 provides much bigger and roomier inside. You know, Ioniq 5 is super cozy on the second row seat. Of course, it's not a surprise, but I have to admit I'm more surprised by how comfortable it was on Ioniq 6 when it comes to the second row seat. They both provide great and relaxing first and second row seats. It's such a great job that Hyundai has done. Oh, by the way, this is how much this one actually sticks out if you push it all the way. Right here is definitely where Ioniq 5 shines. Of course, just check out the trunk compartment. Both are fully automated. It has the automated tailgate, but just look at the trunk compartment. This is not bad for a sedan. This is not bad at all. A crazy amount of space, and also you can pull the seat from the trunk like so. In order to fold the second row seat, you actually have to go around like so, and then we now have second row seats folded and it's through, so we can see a little more clear as to how spacious it is in the trunk. Just look at this detail that Hyundai is going through now. This lighting in the trunk compartment like so. The sound absorbents are everywhere. It's wrapped around completely in the trunk compartment. Wow, I can only imagine how quiet this car will be when it's actually put on the road. And you're gonna come around, of course, in order to pull the car back up like so, and like so. Just straight lines and squares everywhere on Ioniq 5. This car gets a ridiculous amount of trunk compartment. It even has the luggage screen. Yes, I'm stating the obvious, but this is the comparison that I am giving with the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6. And this is what I mean by the location of the camera. Ioniq 6 has been so clever having the duckbill like that, and that's where they have implemented the rear view cams right here. So that's how it's done. By having a duckbill that is at an angle, they could easily put in the reverse cam. It's a wow. It looks just absolutely stunning, even when the car is turned off. So you see this car parked at a parking lot. I mean, wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. And that is with the car's lights turned on. All right, so that's it for today, comparing Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 back to back. They are two very different cars. What do you think is the winner here? Which one are you gonna go with? Don't forget to subscribe and like Car Scene Korea if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. And before I do that, since there's nobody around this car now, so this is the Ioniq 7